2024. Well, so much happened in 24. But it was it was time. It was time for us and myself to really come to that point where we needed to stop a minute and take a perinatal pause. That was truly what happened for us in 2024. When I think about the sequence and the series of events, it was like one thing after another, but it was also like you're not looking at what you need to look at in order to fulfill on the mission that you set out to do, but also to continue to grow for yourself, not only as a professional, but as a person. And so I look back on 24 and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that happened. I'm grateful for everybody that was involved in what happened. And I'm thankful that all of us came out the other end with an opportunity to iterate newly, to think about what we were doing next and how we were going to do it. So for me, what has happened after 27 years of running a nonprofit organization and 43 years of being a midwife, I've really come to a point of understanding that if I stick with what I set out to do, which is literally to support mother-baby family, you can't go wrong with that. Like, that is the bottom line. And over these many years, including last year, we were still consistently able to support. We supported families through providing access, connection, knowledge, and empowerment. So access to clinical care that was safe, non-judgmental. There was no restriction on how to get into that care. There was no barrier to get into that care. And in getting into that care and having the support of our teams, we continued once again every year, year in and year out, to show that our babies go to term. Our babies weigh a healthy weight. Our mothers are doing really well. They are thriving. They're breastfeeding. They return to their lives in the postpartum and they're managing. We saw very little as far as serious postpartum mood disorders or problems. We saw very little morbidity, whether it was from high blood pressure or having diabetes. Very few of the mothers and parents that came through had any real deep problems. We didn't lose a mother. We've never lost a mother. In all the years of practice, never once have we had a maternal death. And our babies did well, as always. So we know that in sticking to the work that we set out to do, we can and will uphold clinical services. But the other piece that was really important in 24 was we have dug down deep and consolidated our work in doing wraparound services. The wraparound is the key. So by wraparound services, I'm talking about our ability to provide emotional support, our ability to listen to the real life and true complaints and concerns that our families have, and to give real support from a vetted resource or a reliable clinical space. We've been able to make sure that people, when they voice a concern, that we don't disregard them or disrespect them, but rather we hear them and try to remedy that, working alongside them. We found that part of this wraparound support is the navigation of this wretched system that is healthcare, at least perinatal healthcare in America. And so we found in 2024 that even with, structural and in-house things that happened, we were still able to provide this support, both clinically and wraparound, for our parents that come through our services. And then we've grown our outreach work into the community and into the country, where we are now getting pretty good at providing support for the providers, the people on the ground, those doulas, those childbirth educators, the lactation educators, the social workers, the mental health providers. They are out there fighting in these perinatal streets, doing the best they can with little or nothing, without recognition, without support, without acknowledgement, certainly without compensation. And we know that we can support them to hold on, to keep going. We can find ways that they too can build a stronger independent practice or a stronger collective or even a stronger organization. And so all of this continued even as things were unfolding and getting harder and more difficult through the year. So thank you 2024 for giving us an opportunity to sit back a minute, take the pause and look at what was happening and make sure that we doubled down, we clearly and safely made a strategic plan for going forward in 25. I'm grateful. I thought I wouldn't survive it. I'm still here. We are still here, and we are going to continue this mission for as long as is humanly possible because we're talking about saving lives.